Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, what do they have in common? Yes, they are very rich. They are innovators, visionaries, built great tech companies. But what else? The American connection. They have built companies in America. Just imagine for a second if Mark Zuckerberg was not Mark Zuckerberg, but Mohan Shyam, sitting in some university in India, in a dorm room, will he still be able to build Facebook that we call today? What if Steve Jobs was Ismail Ali in Damascus, Syria? Will he be able to build Apple? If Bill Gates was, I don't know, Ali Khan, sitting in some university in Sri Lanka or wherever, will he still be able to build what he built? That's called Microsoft. Well, let's be honest, probably not. Yes, we need talent, passion, drive, skills to build, something great. But sometimes these things are not enough. You have to be at the right place at the right time, or even better, born at the right place at the right time. Or like Elon Musk, move to the right place at the right time. Because, when it comes to building something extraordinary great, you need more than we like to admit is an ecosystem. Ecosystem that gives you a hug and tells you, hey, champ, welcome aboard. You want to build something great? Great, we'll do it together. That ecosystem for Mark, Bill, Elon, Steve was US. For me, that ecosystem is Cardiff. 3.5 years ago, I took a flight from Gdańsk, Poland to London Stansted, then took a train from Paddington to Cardiff, and I had absolutely no clue where Cardiff was. I was following this great American tech that's called Google Maps. And then the moment I was, stepping down from the train, they say, watch your steps. There's this automatic audio recording. While I was stepping down from the train, of course I was watching the platform, I just felt like Neil Armstrong, like a small step, but a giant leap. So it was literally a small step, but a giant leap for me as a person and for my business, because we are the largest cloud and AI tech exporter from Wales to the world in 50 plus countries. And this happens because there was an ecosystem that said, hey champ, welcome on board, we'll make it big. Whether it's funding, whether it's talent, whether it's going global, the support was there. But imagine if I was still on the streets of Karachi, giving you a hint, I'm from Pakistan, will I still be able to build what I've built today? The thing is, there's a reason why we called first world and the third world. By the way, have you ever thought, where is the second world? Maybe somewhere in Turkey? I'm not sure. But there is a first world and a third world. But have you ever thought, why is that? Why is that there? We have so many worlds out there. There's only one earth in it. So why do we have first world and the third world? To find an answer to this question, right, let's talk about something. I'll take you in June 2023. So I was giving a talk in this iconic Shard building in London. I was talking about how I built my business and all that. Exactly at the same time, a ship capsized in Greek waters and 400 people died. Out of those 400 people, 90% were Pakistanis. Men my age, just like me, some of them were ex-servicemen in Pakistan, some of them had a job, farmers, but someone told them, hey, get on the ship, you'll become a millionaire, Europe is waiting for you, you'll reach Greece and the European shores and, you'll become very, very rich. So get on this boat and your life will change. So that brings us to one very important question. Why do people move from one place to another? I have met very, very few British people who will tell me, man, I'm going to leave my country and I'm going to go to Sri Lanka. But I have met many people in Asia, in Southeast Asia, who say, I want to leave my country and I want to go to the West. By West, what they mean is EU, UK, US. The problem is that there is a disparity between the first world and the third world. And the disparity is allowed. What do I mean by that is rule of law, equality, even access to clean water is a great luxury in those countries. Whereas here, we can complain about, the queue is very long for cinema ticket. But in the third world, people are actually queuing to get a little small sack of maybe rice or flour, right? And they're not complaining. We live in a world where there's a huge disparity of very, very small things that are given here in this country, but they are a luxury, back in those third world countries. How can we build an ecosystem where these things are given? And I will not go to America, I will not go to UK, I will go to China. Because China has neighbors, India, Pakistan, all these small countries. In 1975, China's GDP was 164 billion with 0 billionaires. Today, China's GDP is 20 trillion, almost reaching 20 trillion. They have more than 300 billionaires and as many unicorns. In 1978, they decided they're going to make the country an ecosystem that creates winners. In 1976, they could not even qualify for the Olympics. In Paris Olympics, they won 90 medals. What do I mean by that is, when you create a culture of winning, everybody becomes a winner or wants to become a winner because winning is a habit and it can spread. So how can we create a world where people do not get on the boat just because someone lied to them, get on the boat and you'll become very rich? Well, they say that it takes a village to raise a child. I say it takes a nation to create innovation and innovators. How can we create a world where a Mohan Shyam sitting in Pakistan can also create a Facebook, just like Mark Zuckerberg, or Ali Ismail can also create an Apple, even if he's sitting in Syria? That is not easy, but it is possible because never in the history of the world we had so much information available, right, where people can learn from. Because to get on the boat, people spend anywhere between 15 to 18,000 pounds to get on that boat to die. And they don't know. It's astonishing that this money that they can spend as a seed capital to build a company, or they can apply for a startup visa in any country in the West. You can do it in the right manner. You don't have to get on the boat. But nobody is telling them this information. This information is not available. It is so easy to give information about polio vaccines, COVID vaccines, this and that, but the information that really frustrates us is not available. There is so much frustration, stigma, anger about illegal immigration, and I get it, right? But the problem is, people who are getting on those boats, if you profile them, you will understand many of them have absolute no information about immigration, visas, how to get this done. The only way to stop the boats is not allowing people to get on the boats, right? Otherwise, the boats will not stop. And how we do that is not by hating this illegal immigration, but by loving those people, right? We must love them enough to create an ecosystem where everybody can have equal opportunities in every country in the world, and they don't have to go anywhere else. They can build a business over there. They can build their life over there. They don't have to come to UK or anywhere else. But how can we do that? It's very strange. We live in a world where AI can tell us everything to do, right? But we do not have mechanisms where we can tell people that this is wrong. Let's be honest, the life in the West here is challenging. It's competitive. It's very hard to find a job. We fight for everything. We fight for paying taxes and all those things. It's not easy, but nobody tells them, right? We must love them enough. Takeaway from this talk is, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And we must build the ecosystem beyond the barriers of race, religion, ethnicity, or nationality. Every pen can possibly write, but not every pen can write history. Together we can do that. Thank you very much.